again, you haven't arrived at truth. And this is very demoralizing. So, this is where escalation, I try to ask people who, on my team, to say, never get to a point where you are resolving something by, who gets exhausted first. Escalate that. I'll help you make the decision. Because that's so de-energizing and such a terrible, lousy way to make a decision.
So you want to get to the resolution as quickly as possible because that ultimately leads to a high velocity of decision.
Yes, and you want to try to get as close to truth as possible.
Yeah.
So you want, exhausting the other person is not truth-seeking.
Yes.
And compromise is not truth-seeking. So, it doesn't mean, and there are a lot of cases where no one knows the real truth, and that's where disagree and commit can come in. But it's escalation is better than war of attrition. Escalate to your boss and say, hey, we can't agree on this. We like each other. We're respectful of each other, but we strongly disagree with each other. We need you to, make a decision here so we can move forward. But decisiveness, moving forward quickly on decisions, as quickly as you responsibly can, is how you increase velocity. Most of what slows things down is taking too long to make decisions at all skill levels. So it has to be part of the culture to get high velocity. Amazon has 1.5 million people, and the company is still fast. We're still decisive. We're still quick. And that's because the culture supports that.
At every scale in a distributed way,
Yes.
trying to maximize the velocity of decisions.
Exactly.
You've mentioned the lunar program. Let me ask you about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there, and you haven't really talked about it much. So in addition to the Artemis program with NASA, Blue is doing its own lander program. Can you describe it? There's a sexy picture on Instagram with one of them. Is it the MK1, I guess?
Yeah, the Mark One. The picture is me with Bill Nelson, the NASA administrator.
Just to clarify, the lander is the sexy thing about the Instagram. Really want to clarify.
I know it's not me. I know it was either the lander or Bill.
Okay.
I
love Bill, but
clarifying.
Okay.
The Mark One lander is designed to take 3,000 kilograms to the surface of the moon in expendable cargo. It's an expendable lander, lands on the moon, stays there, take 3,000 kilograms to the surface. It can be launched on a single New Glenn flight, which is very important. So it's a relatively simple architecture, just like the human landing system lander that they call the Mark II. Mark One is also fueled with liquid hydrogen, and which is for high energy missions like landing on the surface of the moon. The high specific impulse of hydrogen is a very big advantage. The disadvantage of hydrogen has always been that it's since it's such a deep cryogen, it's not storable. So it's constantly boiling off, and you're losing propellant because it's boiling off. And so what we're doing as part of our lunar program is developing solar-powered cryocoolers that can actually make hydrogen a storable propellant for deep space. And that's a real game changer. It's a game changer for any high-energy mission, so to the moon, but to the outer planets, to Mars, everywhere.
So the idea with Mark 1, both Mark 1 and Mark 2, is the New Glenn can carry it from the surface of Earth to the surface of the moon.
Exactly. So the Mark 1 is expendable. The lunar lander we're developing for NASA, the Mark II lander, that's part of the Artemis program.